I took 3 different amounts of money, $1,000, $10,000, and $100,000, and invested every single dollar into one ETF. Not a trendy AI stock, not crypto, not some complicated options strategy, just one simple, boring dividend fund called SCHD. What happened over the next few decades genuinely surprised me. My investments started paying me more every single month than some people earn at their full-time job. And here's the part that gets me excited. I never touched my original investment. That cash just keeps flowing in quarter after quarter. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on all 3 investments. You'll see exactly what $1,000 turns into after years. Same with $10,000. Same with $100,000. No theory, no guesswork, just real math using real numbers. But here's the thing most people get wrong. They hear about an investment, see the returns, and throw their money in without understanding what they're actually buying. That's how you lose sleep at night. That's how you panic sell at the worst possible time. So before I show you a single dollar of returns, I'm going to break down exactly what SCHD is, what's inside it, why it pays you every quarter, and why I trust it with a significant chunk of my own money. Because once you understand what you own, you'll have the confidence to hold it for decades while everyone else chases the next shiny object. Let's start with the foundation. That is to understand what you're actually buying. SCHD stands for the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. It tracks something called the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index, which is a fancy way of saying it holds 100 of the best dividend-paying companies in America. These aren't random picks. Every single company in this fund had to pass strict tests to get in. First, a company must have paid dividends consistently for at least 10 years. No exceptions. This immediately filters out young, unproven companies and keeps only businesses with a real track record of rewarding shareholders. Second, each company must demonstrate strong cash flow and solid fundamentals. We're talking about businesses that actually make money, not hype-driven stocks running on hopes and dreams. So what kind of companies made the cut? You're looking at giants like Lockheed Martin, which makes up about 4.64% of the fund, and Chevron at 4.20%. The top sectors tell an interesting story too. Energy leads at 20.7%, followed by consumer staples at 18.3% and healthcare at 15.5%. These are industries people rely on regardless of what the economy does. People still need fuel, groceries, and medicine, whether the market is up or down. Now, let's talk about the numbers that matter. SCHD currently manages over $76.55 billion in total assets. That's billion with a B. This makes it one of the largest and most trusted dividend ETFs on the planet. The current share price sits around $29.16, and the fund trades at a price-to-earnings ratio of just 13.73. Compare that to the S&P 500, which often trades above 25. That means SCHD holds companies that are relatively undervalued compared to the broader market. Here's where it gets interesting. The expense ratio is just 0.06%. Let me put that in real terms. If you invest $10,000, you're paying just $6 per year in fees. Many actively managed funds charge 1% or more. That would be $100 on the same investment. Over decades, those savings compound into thousands of extra dollars staying in your pocket instead of going to fund managers. The current dividend yield sits around 3.7%, which means for every $1,000 you invest, you're earning roughly $37 per year in dividends. But the real magic is in the growth. Over the past 10 years, SCHD has increased its dividend by an average of 9.59% annually. Since the fund launched in 2011, that growth rate has averaged over 11%. This means your income doesn't just stay flat, it grows faster than inflation, giving you more purchasing power every single year. Performance-wise, SCHD has delivered. The one-year return sits at 7.80%. Over 5 years, it has returned 8.89% annually. And over the past decade, it has averaged an impressive 11.54% per year. Since inception in 2011, the fund has compounded at 12.30% annually. These aren't hypothetical projections. This is what the fund actually delivered to real investors. Now that you understand what you're buying, let's see what happens when you put real money to work. Let's start small. Maybe you have $1,000 saved up from a tax refund, a bonus, or just disciplined saving over a few months. You invest it all into SCHD and let it ride. After 1 year, assuming roughly 10% total return with dividends reinvested, your $1,000 grows to approximately $1,100. Not life-changing yet, I know, but you also earned about $37 in dividends that year. That breaks down to roughly $3.08 per month. A cup of coffee showing up in your account just for owning this fund. Now, here's where patience becomes your superpower. Fast Fast forward 20 years, that same $1,000, left completely untouched with all dividends reinvested, grows to approximately $6,727. Your yearly dividend income jumps to around $249, which means you're now receiving about $20.75 every single month. Remember, you only invested $1,000 one time. Take it out to 30 years and the numbers become remarkable. Your original $1,000 transforms into roughly $17,449. Your annual dividend income hits approximately $646, paying you nearly $54 every month from a single $1,000 investment made 3 decades ago. This is what compound growth looks like. It starts slow, almost disappointingly slow, but given enough time, it turns small amounts into serious wealth. Now let's scale up. Maybe you've been saving for a while, you received an inheritance, or you've decided to get serious about investing. You put $10,000 into SCHD. After year 1, your investment grows to approximately $11,000. You're earning around $370 in annual dividends, which comes out to roughly $30.83 per month. That's already enough to cover a streaming subscription, your phone bill, or a nice dinner out every single month, funded entirely by your investment. At the 20-year mark, your $10,000 has multiplied to approximately $67,275. This is where compound growth starts flexing. Your annual dividend income has grown to roughly $2,489, which translates to about $207 per month. Think about that. Without adding another dollar to your initial investment, you're now receiving over $200 every month just for being patient. Stretch it to 30 years, and the results are powerful. Your portfolio has grown to approximately $174,494. Your yearly dividends have swelled to around $6,456, delivering roughly $538 every single month. That's a car payment. That's a chunk of rent or mortgage. That's real money hitting your account month after month, all from a one-time $10,000 investment. Now let's talk about what happens when you go all in. You invest $100,000 into SCHD. This might be retirement savings, an inheritance, or years of disciplined investing finally reaching a milestone. In year 1, your portfolio grows to approximately $110,000. Your dividend income reaches about $3,700 per year, which breaks down to roughly $308 per month. Let that sink in. You're earning over $300 monthly in passive income right out of the gate without lifting a finger or touching your principal. At 20 years, the transformation is staggering. Your $100,000 has grown to approximately $672,750. You're now earning around $24,892 in annual dividends. That's roughly $2,074 hitting your account every single month. For many people, that covers a significant portion of their living expenses. Rent, utilities, groceries, all paid for by an investment you made 2 decades ago. But 30 years is where SCHD truly reveals its power. Your portfolio has ballooned to approximately $1,744,940. You're now a millionaire from this single investment. Your annual dividend income has reached roughly $64,563, delivering approximately $5,380 every single month. That's more than many full-time jobs pay. That's financial freedom, the ability to live on your own terms. Work because you want to, not because you have to. And here's the part that still amazes me. At no point did you touch your original investment. That $1.7 million is still there, still growing, still working for you. The $5,380 monthly is just the income it generates. The principal remains intact for your future, your family, or your legacy. Here's what I want you to take away from everything I just showed you. Whether you start with $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000, the math works the same way. Compound growth doesn't care how much you begin with. It only cares about how long you let it work. Most people never build wealth because they're waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting until they have enough money to start. And while they wait, time, the single most valuable ingredient in building wealth, slips away. If this helps you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, consider continuing to learn how to build real wealth without gambling on risky investments.